What's going on, everyone? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the Mandalorian and the sequel trilogy, and really, well, I guess the future of Star Wars. As we know, and I kind of covered in the last video from yesterday, you guys can go check that out. It's here on the channel. Well, we got some news on the sequels and the Mandalorian, and what exactly is the Mandalorian doing? Jon Favreau did speak on this, and it's pretty simple to, make out what is exactly happening with the Mandalorian. It is leading into the sequel trilogy. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, as we see with the Clone Wars show that takes place between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, it kind of bridges the two and gaps the two and really builds up character development towards Revenge of the Sith and in between Attack of the Clones. And I think we can all agree on that show really brought together this whole prequel era and really made the movies a lot better than they really were originally. Not that they were bad originally, I still did enjoy them before seeing the Clone Wars. That is essentially what the Mandalorian is doing, and I do find that really interesting and fun and exciting to see. This is a 30-year gap. It's not just a small little 3-year gap as Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith had. This is a 30-year gap that we're exploring and covering. As we already know, The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So there's already a little bit of a gap there, and that Luke Skywalker has already started his Jedi Order, we can assume. This is something I've been wanting to talk about, as many have been saying that, oh, the Filoniverse is going to change the sequel trilogy and not make them canon. They're basically rewriting the sequels. No, this is not the case. They're essentially just doing what the Clone Wars show did to the prequel movies, just making it better and adding on to it. It's a simple yet really good idea. A common mistake I feel like that commonly happens is that people say this and use this bit of evidence right here that really does not support it, but they do think it does support that the sequels aren't going to be canon anymore, and that is the fact that Luke Skywalker's first apprentice was Kylo Ren. Yes, you are right, he is his first apprentice. Many argue that it was Grogu, but it's not Grogu. And why is that? Assuming that Leia and Han settled down after Return of the Jedi and after those events and had Ben Solo, well, then he's already born and he's about 4 or 5 years old by the time of The Mandalorian. Which does make him a youngling, and when is it best to start training a Jedi? When they're younglings and much younger. That's one of the reasons of why Anakin Skywalker and why they didn't want to train him, is because they thought he was too old. Gotta start him young, I guess I could say. I know I'll probably get a little bit of hate for this, but hey, why not? I absolutely love the sequels, and I think they're really awesome, and I think having The Mandalorian come in and kind of, not exactly rewrite it, but add on to them is an awesome idea. So it's really just something I really wanted to talk about, is that the sequels aren't being rewritten, and for that specific reason of having Kylo Ren and Grogu and that little mix-up of who is the first apprentice to Luke Skywalker. It is Kylo Ren. He's already born, and he's already there. Much like many of you, I really do hope that the Mandalorian show stays as The Mandalorian and stays as its own thing separate from the sequels, while adding on to the sequels a little bit, much like the Clone Wars did, and really bridge the two together. And something that I really do hope that we do get to see in this show is that the Mandalorian does go back for Grogu so he doesn't get killed by Kylo Ren. And I really would like to see a little bit of Luke's whole Jedi Order and Jedi training and that downfall of Kylo Ren. I mean, it's nice to see the Kylo Ren downfall in the comics, but not everybody reads the comics and books, and it's kind of boring. I think it would be much cooler to see in a show, in like a TV show or a movie. Anyway, that does it for today's video. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help the channel. Subscribe if you're new here to stick around for future videos and more. Check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more content from us. And of course, may the Force be with you. Peace out.